Have you ever been to the doctor and had your blood work done and only for results to come back with everything normal, even though you feel like crap or you're feeling so tired, you feel like something's got to be wrong? It feels like all your symptoms point to thyroid stuff, but nobody believes you, or you feel like maybe your adrenals are exhausted and maybe it's cortisol, but nobody believes you. Unfortunately, it's not just you. My name's Ashley Sweeney. I'm a registered dietitian and I work on functional testing to help women feel their best. Today, we're going to talk about the hair tissue mineral analysis test. Yes, it's hair tissue, so it's coming from the scalp, from your hair, and the results that we can see when we test the minerals in your hair. The hair tissue mineral analysis test will test for magnesium, potassium, sodium, phosphorus, and as well as some other trace minerals like iodine, copper, zinc, and then some toxic metals. The reason that it's beneficial to test your hair, and what you're testing is the hair that's really close to your scalp, the stuff that hasn't been dyed and it hasn't been colored in a few weeks. But that's because our blood, while beneficial to also testing, it's different, but there are reasons to get blood work done. Don't get me wrong there. But when it comes to these minerals, our blood likes to try to keep homeostasis, right? It likes to try to keep everything running smoothly so that the blood can do its job. So it's going to do its best to keep its perfect balance. Let's think of how hair grows. So hair starts below the scalp, like it starts below what we can see. And the blood vessels at the base feed the follicles with nutrients, including minerals and some things that we probably don't want in there, like toxic metals. As the hair cell grows, it hardens and becomes a part of the hair shaft, which continues to then exceed out the top of our scalp. While your hair is forming, it locks in minerals and toxic metals that have been circulating in your blood and tissue. And once that leaves your scalp, it basically becomes a permanent record of what's been happening for the last 3 to 4 months. Like I said, our blood labs are trying to keep us in homeostasis, and whereas our hair is not, it's showing everything that's being used, not being used, and can give us a representation of how minerals are being used throughout our body and what's left over and what's excess. Is there excess? Is there not excess? The benefits of this is that it's going to show us mineral and stress patterns from the past 3 to 4 months. People like to say that minerals are like the spark plug of our foundation. And that makes sense. But I also like to think of minerals as like battery chargers, right? They make sure that everything else is working optimally because it's well charged. And if things are not charged, well, then they can't do their job effectively. You can't have cells running around that are tired and lethargic if they haven't been charged well enough, or you keep running on E. Another analogy is like the switches on the circuit board. And let's say you have your Vitamix going and your KitchenAid and then my ring light for my video and the power goes out. Well, I have to go over to my switchboard and turn it back on, right? And they're not so easily to be turned back on, but those minerals are the ones that spark that and turn those circuits back on. You need those circuits to be turning on and firing at all cylinders. Otherwise, you lose your power. Maybe you just lose power over there on that side of the wall. Maybe you lose it for the whole room. Maybe you use it for the whole house. But that circuit breaker kind of controls it. And those minerals are so important at doing their job so that that doesn't happen. And if they're out of balance, out of whack, if you don't have enough of them, they're not going to be able to do their job. And if you do the test and you find that you have low minerals or that imbalances are off, it can give us insight into things like your adrenals, your sluggish thyroid, impact in digestion, and your energy, and even in your skin. So I'm going to show you a video of me taking my hair sample before I had it dyed just recently. But you can see that I go underneath growth with clean hair, dry hair. You haven't put any product on it. What you're trying to get is 1 and 1.5 inch segments as close to the scalp as possible in a few different sections from the hair. So when you get your kit, you will receive also this little homemade scale, right? Which looks so basic, but it works. Okay, so this scale will sit flat on your tabletop and you'll do your chops, as you can see I did there, and it's going to put the scale down just until it topples over, until it touches the table underneath. So you're going to use your pretty little scale, use clean scissors, and then you will send it in. You will have this labeled for you. Send this back in the envelope that came with it. within a few weeks, you will get your results back. And some of these results are really cool because we've all been to the doctor and been like, something's wrong. And then the labs come back and they're totally normal. And you're like, yay, thank you. I am glad I'm okay. But also, I wanted an answer. I wanted something to work on. And again, I never want to be looking for something wrong, but you know what I mean. I know you know what you mean. I mean, because you're here, where you're like, that doesn't make sense. Something's wrong. Um, and so I love this because it's an easy, at-home, non-invasive, pretty inexpensive home test that can give you a lot of bang for your buck. Some of the results will also show you whether you're a fast oxidizer or slow oxidizer, and can help impact your diet and what diet you should actually be eating. Because isn't that also part of the frustrating thing with nutrition, is that I want to know exactly what I should be eating for my type. And there's, the blood type diet, there's this, there's that. But when we have minerals that we are basing this off of, so what our body actually needs, there's a difference. So you'll get either information on your fast oxidizer or slow oxidizer, and the nutrition information that follows. And working with somebody like a dietitian, if you choose to work with me, can be really beneficial because we can really hone in on your nutrition based on your actual results. So that's it. This hair tissue mineral analysis test, HTMA test, is something that we can do that gives you results based on what you need. So based on how your minerals are presenting in your hair is a reflection of the last 3 to 4 months of your mineral status and stress status, and how can we improve that based on these labs. That's what this results show you. And I'm loving these results and helping women get feedback with them and make changes that actually make a difference in how they feel. If this is of any interest to you, you can join my blueprint that is coming up, or message me to work together separately.